Okay then. Obviously a lot has changed. Let's talk. Oh, hello there. It is I, David Franco from davidthefranco.com, and I am standing in my new office/studio hybrid. And yes, way back there is my Mac Pro setup. Now, I wanted to do this video today for several reasons. Number one, I'm excited about all these changes. Number two, I'm very sore and tired today because I worked pretty much all day yesterday moving everything by myself. Almost everything. Hence the couch still being in here. More on that in a bit. And three, I really don't have room for my typical video style with my tripod and everything because, yeah, look, my house blew up. But for now, I figured I would give you a very, very early tour of what's to come in the future. Enjoy! Alright, so starting right here in this corner, this is where I was just standing. This will be the new corner dedicated to my gaming setup. There's my white Xbox One. My networking is still back here in this corner, but now it's on top of that end table. I keep wanting to call it nightstand. The Mac Pro might stay there, I don't know. I just needed something to visually fill that space. Cable management is a mess. I'll worry about that later. There are my dual Asus displays. The Xbox One will be on the right side, and eventually when I get a PS4, it'll obviously go right here. There's the Corsair Void surround headset that I will be reviewing in the coming days. I actually might record that tomorrow and upload by Thursday. I don't know. Random lighting kit, just actually 2 lighting kits just kind of sitting around in the middle somewhere, blah, blah, blah. And right here is my couch. This is the only thing that I cannot move myself. I just could not fit it through this door frame no matter what angle I tried. And yes, look, the door is off. I actually took the door off. It just happens to be sitting in my bedroom, which I find to be pretty funny because I've never taken a door off a house before. But hey, it was a fun experience, and guys, let me tell you, doors are pretty heavy. I mean, you don't really think about the weight of doors, but when they're not on hinges and you have to lift them yourself, doors are heavy. So just saying. Now that one's probably heavier than your typical door because it's got that big ass mirror on the back, which I like. And actually that door will be going on in that doorway, and then that door will be going in this doorway so I can see through with the window panes. But anyway, back to the tour. So between my bedroom and entertainment room is my bookshelf with my Epson printer, which is hooked up. I don't think I've even turned it on yet. No, we can do that right now in real time. Look at that. Magical. In the middle, still have my coffee table. I'm probably not using this anymore. I took out most of my video game controllers and accessories and put them on my new TV stand, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. So that might be going in the garage. That I'm probably throwing away, that piece of furniture. It's currently holding all of my notebooks. I have several notebooks under there. I'll find a home for them, I'm sure, eventually. My cubes. Now that was very interesting to move because keep in mind, this right here, it's technically 2 sets of cubes, hence the seam going through the middle. So not only was that very heavy, wobbly, and a little dangerous, but also very nerve-wracking. I mean, imagine if I was moving all these cubes and they suddenly just collapsed. That would not be fun. But thankfully, everything lucked out. It's in the center of the mirror. The mirror's appearance I hope to improve over time with maybe some kind of border, but I definitely wanted to balance the cubes out with the mirror, so that's perfectly centered with that. And speaking of perfectly centered, my LG 4K display is perfectly centered. So look at that. Then that way I could perfectly center my desk in this, just the setup in general, with that middle window, which I will improve over time. I'm thinking about finally buying curtains. And actually, I bought curtains a while ago. I just wasn't crazy about how they looked, but then again, that was a couple years ago. Anyway, this desk is obviously not final. My Canary's not going to be sitting there, and it actually might go up there somewhere. There is my iPad Pro with my brand new smart keyboard. I'm currently watching Raw Talk. I love that show. Vanity speakers, left and right channels, Mac Pro. My subwoofer, which I will rotate to be this way. I was just kind of experimenting with different angles and different appearances. Steve Jobs poster, which is likely going to stay there. I mean, it's been there for so long. I just got to get a poster for over there and kind of fill the room up with other visual enhancements, I guess you could call them. There's my eye shrine, my lamp. I'm not crazy about the lamp being there. In my opinion, that looks a little too crowded. And also keep in mind, my cable management is obviously not done. All these cables are normally inside of my blue lounge box, they call it. So I'll get that done today. And my vision with these speakers is, I want to hopefully buy some longer cables. I mean, this is obviously long enough. This is my subwoofer cable. But I basically want to buy like a longer USB cable, longer power cable, so I can properly route them down the speaker stand. So that way, when you're standing over here, then you really can't see them as much. And that is my big ass area rug that was in there. It's just been like that since last night. Eventually I'll put that in the middle when I get all this moved out. Standing over here, my vision, for those who watch my weekend vlog, you know exactly what I'm about to say. My vision for this room is I just want to be able to walk right through without any kind of obstacle. And then eventually end up in here. This will be my entertainment / home theater room. There you go. Brand new TV stand. Very narrow, unfortunately, so I could not fit my center speaker. But honestly, that's perfectly fine with me because that right there, whoa, Canon, whoa! It's because of the reflection of the glass. It's throwing the camera off. Come on, Canon, you can do it. Focus on the almighty Apple Watch. There you go. So, because my speaker doesn't fit right there, that's not a big deal to me because that's just my excuse to buy a thinner, more modern center speaker and to put it right here. I'm still using my TV riser for my Samsung TV since the new TV stand is so low, but that won't be an issue when I have a 65-inch TV because that will obviously take up more space visually. Down here's my PS4, Wii U, PlayStation TV, and Xbox One. So yes, I did that on purpose. I went from big to small and then eventually back to big, so I visually balanced. Big on left and big on right. Receiver bottom right, and controllers, keyboards, and whatever, which I will eventually get some kind of black bin for, so that way it blends in. Now, the only major downside about this TV stand is that it's very narrow. So if you look in the back, I actually had to cut out places of the backboard. Certain places look kind of G-heado, but honestly, that's not a big deal because if you're sitting up here or standing, you can't even tell. And back here, man, there's only so much I can do about cables. It's just madness. And of course, there's my Apple TV, PlayStation camera, which will eventually go on my gaming setup when I get a second PS4. Wii U sensor bar. That right there is Gary Vee's new book. That just happens to be sitting there randomly. Obviously, a lot of this stuff is random. You know, such as these lint rollers, tape measure, which I was using a lot yesterday, remote cam, which I will get hooked up. I'm not crazy about that lamp being there yet. I think I'd rather it be back there so the light's behind my head. This is my bookshelf for my games and movies. There's Dave, aka Mr. Coffee. Rear right channel speaker and rear left channel speaker. Subwoofer over there. These posters are temporary because don't forget my cubes used to be here. So this Animal Crossing poster will likely go back there. And yes, it's very reverby. Reverb. That will obviously change as I put the furniture in here and more things. Now, because this outlet is so high, I have a question for you guys. Do you have any ideas of things that I can put up here? Like maybe some kind of light or like a light up sign or whatever, where I can just plug it in directly without seeing cables? If so, let me know. That would be pretty awesome. And of course, that position, that placement of the bookshelf is not final. I want to make that look visually better. And keep in mind, this room in general will look a lot better once the couch is there. And right here, I might put an area rug to tie the room in a little better and get some better curtains, which I've been meaning to do for a while now. So yeah, this room is a much bigger work in progress than my office / studio is, because I pretty much have everything I need in here already, except for curtains. So yeah, I'm getting there. It's gonna take a little while, but I'm excited to finally make these changes. So guys, there you have it. Yes, I know, you might think I'm crazy, but David, didn't you just put your office in this very room just a few months ago? Well, yes, I did. But that move inspired that move. So, in my eyes, one idea introduces another idea. And who knows what I'll do in a few months. Although, one thing's for sure, I will not be moving this much stuff again anytime soon, because I'm going to be very happy with this new office / studio. All the wide open space is gonna be so awesome for me. I can't stand clutter. And this room is gonna be quite awesome as well. It's just gonna take a little while. So guys, there you have it, a very early tour. Please don't be too judgmental yet. It's gonna get better over time. This is just a very early stage, but I hope to be finished with everything in hopefully a month. I mean, the main thing should be done in just a couple of days. But once I have like movie posters up here and everything, more furniture purchased, maybe some kind of, again, like a fancy light sign I can hang up there, then it'll look a lot better. But if you ask me, this is a pretty damn good start, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And yes, Bruce is just floating around randomly. Alright guys, as always, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.